I grew up in New Jersey and I've been living in Kona since November 15th, 1982. I came here in 82 and started working on sailboats. I worked on a 110-foot schooner named Destiny and learned yachting. We were a whale watching boat. And from there, I took a trip to Europe and traveled around and ended up in the Caribbean working with boats. And then returning to Hawaii and spending my summers up in Alaska working and coming back to Hawaii in winter times. Was heavily involved in the construction industry until like 1999 when I fell off the roof and shattered my foot.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Became disabled and started Cook's Bounty Fruit Stand in 2008 as a means to get back into the community working. And I just tried to recognize the resources I had around me. I'd lived on coffee land, so I started a coffee company, Ahiwai Farms, and we watched the price of cherry drop from like $1 a pound to 27 cents. I realized like the price of roast was not dropping, but the price of cherry was, so I just started processing my cherry into a roast, developing my own label, and we came up with Ahiwai Farms. We've been at it for over 20 years. And 2008, we rented the theater, and we've been working as a fruit stand ever since.
Okay.
And in reality, we're just the black hole that collects the raw material to go to shelf-stable product with, as we specialize in dried fruits, frozen fruit extracts, and locally grown produce. You know, we try to preserve what our waste stream. Like if we put our number one fruits out there for sale, when they lose their retail presentation, we process them into jams, jellies, frozen fruit extracts, dried fruits, fruit leathers, and whatever we can conceive.
And you get a lot of like different produce from, you said local vendors, right?
I only buy locally grown produce.
Okay.
With the exception, sometimes we buy some onions from Armstrong. Everybody needs an onion.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good on the stand.
It,
but that's it. In Hawaii, the onion needs a long day. And since we're so close to the equator, it's like 12 and 12. Our longest day is 13. But like an onion needs like long days to form. So we don't have that here in the tropics. They do grow the Maui sweet onion here, and also in Peru. That's really expensive though, like $5 a pound.
I think it's really awesome that you work with local growers here to sell their product, because, you know, I think that's important. And also, supporting small businesses. And I know now most of them, I don't know, my dad has a small business in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and he said the governor mandated that all small businesses close, and if they stayed open, they have like a $500 fine if they were, obviously found out. But so, he's pretty angry, or upset that like the big box stores can stay open, because I mean that's kind of the situation here for most small businesses. They're all closed, but the Target, the Costco, the big box stores, there's no qualm about that.
Yeah, I've seen it. I feel sorry about that. We're a food-based industry, which was heavily dependent on tourism. So, like, we lost 80% of our clientele with them. I think yesterday they opened up the airports and 26 people flew into Kona. But the whole time we've been in business, we've tried not to really rely on the people, and we focus on the things we love and let our hearts dictate to us what we're going to do with the resources we have available to us. Having the fruit stand, people say, do you grow this? We have everything here, locally produced, locally sourced, locally grown. We get our pineapples from Maui and Oahu. That's not commercially grown on the Big Island. However, during pineapple season, the Sugarloaf White, that'll be the only pineapple we sell here for the 2 months that's available. My favorite part about this job is the people I meet. Like we were meeting people from all over the world. Asia, Europe, South and Central America. The raw fruit people are attracted to. I think I never expected this business to be as good or be as, you know, popular as it is. But people have enjoyed the facility, and we're like one of the only places that you can go get a coconut. You know, it's funny, people come to Hawaii to, you know, they want that coconut. It's almost like this proof. So they find their way here to Cook's Bounty Fruit Stand, Kona's premier coconut water oasis. And they have us chopping open it, mostly for their photo shoot. You know, they really want to show that they've been to Hawaii because they got that coconut. So that somehow justifies the proof that they've been here.
Question: what was the process of kind of making a rapport connection with local growers here?
The process was just being the guy out there. I had no idea I would become the go-to guy. But a lot of these, like, they could go to other vendors, they could go to Choice Mart, they could go.
But I mean, how did you make those relationships? Like, did you just go to random farms and say that you sell their produce?
I just started doing it on the side of the road, and people would try to sell whatever they grew to whoever they could, and then I'm pretty much the last resort. And they would come here, and I started out small with people, and soon I started becoming a bigger purchaser than their accounts that they started with. So you know, I didn't choose it. It's just something that we morphed into.
So basically, people came to you, approached you, so you didn't have to go out and seek different farmers. Yeah. And
to this day, Cook's Bounty has no formal advertising. Most companies spend 25% of their gross receipts on an advertising budget, and we haven't spent a dime. Our products and the things we do here speak for themselves. We do what we love. We only sell the things that we love. If we do have other vendors come in and try to wear their products, and if we try it, we like it, we love it, we'll represent it and put it on our shelves. And you know, we're just kind of a grassroots operation. We like to produce a lot of our own stuff. We're morphing into like developing a farm to fork program. We like to grow medicinal holistic plants that have properties and known healing values. You know, we grow turmeric here. We have a signature ginger honey lemonade that is very sought after by many people. You know, I get letters from people from all over the United States that are in New Massachusetts and stuff, and they want some of our value-added products that we create here with the raw material that we source from locally grown producers. And I've really enjoyed working it, and I never expected, like, being the guy that slings stuff on the side of the road would turn out to be like a job where I'm in control of my own time. I do the things I love, and I'm not affected by the government bullshit that people are, you know, led to believe over this coronavirus, because I really believe it's just a way to wipe out, you know, currency, and you know, I don't know what they got planned, but, you know, causing everybody to go into bankruptcy and not being able to work or produce a living or put food on their table has been challenging. I'm grateful to the people that have supported me over these years. I've been at it 10 years now, and I really appreciate the community and all their efforts and all their support. I'm going to continue doing this for as long as I can, and as long as I enjoy doing it. You know, after so long, you know, you fall into your routine and everything just takes its course. But, you know, we all have our ups and downs, and we have burnout syndrome and stuff. And I'm at a point now where I need to morph into other projects and do some other stuff. So we've been here 10 years now. We've overcome a lot of odds. We had volcanoes blowing off, you know, decimating our papaya industry on the other side of the island, affecting supply and demand of produce, cutting off roads. We had a missing woman go missing, and they put a giant electronic billboard across the street, effectively taking away my parking for my customers. We had everything from water main breaks and hurricanes blowing the roof off and earthquakes, and but nothing has affected us more than this coronavirus pandemic. And yeah, I don't know what their plan is or what the story is, but quite frankly, I don't really believe in it. But I do know that we're a tourist-based industry. Planes aren't coming here. Our tourists are gone. I'm dependent on my local clientele. They've been very supportive to me. I thank them all my local producers. I'm indebted to them. My bankers are my vendors. I appreciate you people. You know, I never expected it to last this long. When cacao comes in, we produce nibs and take that to chocolate. And with the chocolate, we make all kinds of ganaches and other special treats. We intermingle other trades. We work with culinary artists, chefs, cooks. We try to develop recipes. We try to develop healthy recipes that people will appreciate. We especially like producing turmeric and working with ginger. Lemon is a superfood. Moringa, you know, stuff that, you know, helps people maintain a healthy and good mental state of mind. I wish I ate a lot more of this fruit. I like to go to McDonald's every now and then, but I do a lot of work with the blenders, and I put fruit in the blender and mix stuff up and develop formulas, making signature drinks and juices. You look in here, the only thing in this box is a fan and a little heating element, right? So you slide your trays in there. And so commercially, we couldn't produce enough food with the amount of volume that we were bringing in. So I took this concept and we took it into a bigger box. Follow me. Where all we do is we take these heating elements from Costco, from Walmart. This is like $14, and all this is a hot air heater. And when placed in a box, it heats up the air. And then if we put the racks in the bananas, I have a dehumidifier on the side here. This heats up the air, and the moisture will come to sweat out of the fruit. And this dehumidifier sucks the air out. And so it's a lot more efficient than the Excalibur machines we've been using. And I could literally dry this fruit overnight, and making this a shelf-stable product good for years.
How did you come up with that idea for the dehydrator?
Just
like, how did that develop? How did you did you come up with that when you woke up in the morning in your dreams?
I was shopping at Walmart, and I was looking for a dehumidifier, and I came upon those forced hot air fans. They were $14. The Excalibur food dehydrator is like $400, and we've been through like 15 of them. When we use them constantly and they're not commercially grade, we burn them out. And so I was burning them out faster than they were making me stuff, and I needed to increase the amount of volume I could produce. So I just took the concept and made it larger, and then added a dehumidifier, which took it from 3 days drying cycle to a 12-hour overnight, effectively cutting my electric bill by 2/3. So you have $1,000 a month electric bill, you're able to cut it by 2/3, that's $300, tremendous savings. Plus you're able to double and triple your production rate because you have the space to put the volume in.
How did you come up with the idea for the dehumidifier? Because that looks pretty advanced.
Yeah, no, 20 years ago I saw the design when shopping at, which is now Tropical Temptations. Back then in the late 80s, it was called Totally Nude Dried Fruit. And they had 3 big boxes with the dehumidifier on it. I was using a heating element for a couple years with no dehumidifier, and it just takes so much longer to evaporate that moisture rather than having a machine remove it from the closed room. And we take 20 quarts of water out of 100 pounds of bananas every night. We pour it on our plants. Everything is feeding each other. I walk from the corner there and water my coconut trees right here with that banana-lated water. Banana, or could be mango, could be banana, coconut, could be whatever. We've been drying turmeric, and even we're drying noni. We're drying we're juicing the noni and then taking its pulp and drying the pulp into a noni powder. And we've been marketing that. People love that. And I call it noni to go because once it's in a powder form, you just put it in a Mr. Coffee machine and you run it just like coffee and it makes noni juice. And people love that stuff. Noni is a medicinal plant that comes from like the South Pacific, and it has an alkaline property. So if you eat noni every day, you slowly alkalize your blood, and apparently cancer can't live in an alkaline environment. So nothing grows in it, no germs, no bacteria.